Well, finally we're here. 2 years in the making, really looking forward to it. It's the interview you've all been waiting for, and we've been really looking forward to doing. Impact Videos proudly presents to you an interview with a 2024 Entertainer Leagues champion from Trackstar Racing. It's the Duck himself, 51 James Liquorice. And 2024 was an incredible year off the back of claiming the Driver's Driver of the Year for 2023 at Trackstar. 2024 was James Liquorice's year, and we're looking forward to bringing you that interview with the main man himself. It's an interview a lot of people have asked myself and Nick about doing, and obviously being, you know, a promoter for you at Trackstar, over the moon with everything that you've done over the years. But 2024 was an incredible season for yourself. On the back of that Driver's Driver of the Year in 2023, you know, at awards night I was there. I know how much it meant to you. But 2024 was just an incredible season for you, really. You know, the last 2 or 3 have been great, but 2024 was just out of this world.
Yeah, it was just amazing, really. Sort of how it all come together, just everything fell into place, and yeah, it's like just brilliant how everything worked out, really.
Amongst the laughs, and my God, I mean, I could stand here and talk for hours about how many laughs me, you know, and Paul had with yourself and your dad and Jack and the rest of the team. You know, you are an absolute privilege to have around any promotion, really. I think anyone would be lucky to have you. Luckily, we're the ones who you're with year in, year out, meeting after meeting. Obviously, you've got a big year coming up as well in 2025 off track, so that's going to be interesting and different challenges.
Yeah, I mean, me and my girlfriend are buying a house, which is happening very soon. And, you know, I'm not sure how the year of racing this year will work out. Obviously won't be as mad as last year. But I'll still be about, definitely. And I'll still be trying to put on a show where possible and just having a good time and just enjoying everything. Enjoying racing, enjoying life, you know, just having a good time.
And that is what it's about for you, isn't it? And I can't speak highly enough of you. You literally, as you come in, it is all about the social, the laughs, the racing. Almost, if it's good, it's an added extra, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, you have a good day, it's a buzz. But, you know, I have a good bunch of friends who it's like all go racing together, have a laugh, have a few beers after the meeting, and if you've had a good day, even better. I think it helps with, like, Victor being so far away and stuff. It's like the only time you get to see him. So, like, when you do, you got to make the most of that time with certain people, you know, because people have busy lives and live 3 hours away.
Oh, I generally thought you meant then, if I'm being honest with you, James, it's a good job that Victor lives that far away in general, because I think, you know, I mean, he just don't stop texting me and you, does he?
Yeah, he's like a pest, really.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
A pest.
Me personally believe that everything I do should be fun and you go to have a good time, and that is watching, racing yourself, or just having friends who race or helping people, whatever, you know, just there to have a good time.
Let's go back to that night in 2000 and early 2024 when you got the 2023 award for the Driver's Driver of the Year. You'd been close in the past. You'd literally won everything there had be to win as individual honours, but that was the one that was outstanding. And it'll always remain with me, and it'll always be back in my head how much it meant to you that night, and how much, you know, as someone who's there alongside you, realising how much it means to the driver, it's quite humbling, really, because it's something you don't find a lot in this day and age, where a driver is so appreciative of being honoured by their peers, so to speak.
Yeah, I think like, the driver's driver of the year, that was a total shock. Like, my mouth was on the floor. But I think like, if you win a race or anything, you should be happy. You see other people just like, well, I won a race on the, you've won a race.
Yeah.
Like, I guess for me, it just don't happen often. So I'm like, yeah, but do you know what I mean? I think like, yeah, you should appreciate what you get, because at the end of the day, you could get nothing. So anything is like, wow,
Yeah.
because people don't have to give you stuff for like award ceremonies.
Yeah.
And
You are someone who has made a lot of friends for life through racing.
yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, I don't think they'll ever get rid of me, really, unfortunately for them. But yeah, there's all the people who help down the like in the yard, and people like John and Ash, and yeah, just loads of people who you generally, well, they're just great people who'll help you with anything. And I think, yeah, like, definitely friends for life of a lot of people from racing, and even girlfriend for life from racing as well. So
Yeah, who snuck past the garage and hasn't been seen since.
yeah, she'll hide. Yeah. I'm not being on telly.
That's fair point. But that leads us into 2024, and to be honest with you, at the start of the season, I think you did say, there were some aims, but I don't think you actually set any goals out, so to speak, did you?
I think, as Zoe would say, I'm going to slow down this year. Yeah.
And I do remember that being said. I do remember that being said. But weirdly, very quickly, you'd put yourself in a position to have a go at the Entertainer League. At what point do you then decide, right, this is it, we're going to try and have a go for this?
I think the actual point was Easter weekend. I think I raced the Range Rover.
Yeah.
And I think it was you and Paul come up to me and were like, like, you could do this. And I'm like, I was a bit like, I don't know. I don't think so. Because, there's always been someone who's been mega keen, more keen than me. But I thought, well, I keep doing what I do, and maybe we'll get somewhere, and my God, we did, like.
you have always felt that you've never understood what it is that's like so special, why everyone likes you as much as they do, but I think it's that enthusiasm and the fact that you are just you that I think actually appeals to people.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people like it. I don't know.
Then do you have to come back and have a conversation with a team and go, look, you know, there's a serious chance here. If we work hard, if we plan this, plan that. Because we spoke off camera about how hard the Entertainer League at Kings Lynn is to win.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, like, because I've done what I've done for so long, like, probably 6 or 7 years, I've been in the top 3. I think there was probably slightly more like, oh, I'll do the big vans, I'll do this and that, rather than, like, changing anything, if you know what I mean. It was like I've done it constantly for so long, but yeah, I don't think there was any real, you know, there was probably like, let's try and do this, but I don't think it made no massive difference because, like, I think 6 years in a row I've been in the top 3 or something before this year or something along those lines, and it's just like, well, we'll just continue on, you know. Like you say, it's never guaranteed, so it's just like, oh, we'll just carry on, you know. Like, you know, I think luckily for me, I've got the means to race sort of everything, unlimiteds, micro, like unlimiteds to micros. I can pretty much do everything. So it's like, I think that helps a lot. Like I say, there weren't no major.
No.
Oh, we got to get this, got to get that. I only done what I done in the cars I got, you know. So it's not like. Yeah, it's not like I turned up with a roller every meeting, you know, like in that respect, you know. But
no, that's it. You've utilised what you've got in the yard. You've not gone out your way to go and buy, you know, different bits and bobs. You've just raced what you've got, and if we come out with a positive result, then fair enough.
Yeah, pretty much, which is what we do all the time, you know. Just try race on a budget of nothing. But, you know, just see what comes. And
you're not one for giving up easily, are you?
No, I mean, there's usually in the pits, unless it's like a blown engine or you know, and stuff, it's usually like, and however big a mess is, you think, it's just cool to get it back out, you know. And
I mean, is there one that stands out, you know, to mind? I mean, the big van was quite cool.
Yeah, that was quite easy though, really. But probably a few years back when I full length a Yank limo for some reason, and then Bowman blew me up, and like I made the pit gate for the last race, and Jim was in the back cutting the dibby dags off to hold the rear subframe in place. Adrenaline's pumping. You're like, let's just get it done, you know. And then afterwards you think, oh, that was probably a bad idea. always say, and I say this to Mario because sometimes he's a bit like, oh, I've hurt myself and that. I'm like, you paid £2 to race.
Yeah.
Get the most out of it.
Yeah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a statement. Brilliant. It's probably a dark horse when it comes to championship races. The first one that springs to mind is 2 Litre Banger World. I mean, you have been fairly close to, yeah. You know, and that. How's your mindset with that? 'Cause obviously, it's a one-off race. In the back of your mind, I'm doing all right in the Entertainer League. Just process that.
I think like this year, I think I got up to third, and then engine blew up, which happens all the time at 2 Litre World Final. But I think probably give it a go. Like, you know, it's all a grid draw. I think I was like 8th or something draw on the grid, or 4th, I can't remember. But I was quite high up there, and you think, well, go for it. And then all of a sudden I was in like 2nd or 3rd, and you think, oh yeah. And then a rear hub broke for like someone just rubbing me. And I always say, yeah, like, you've qualified for it. If you can, go for it. You know, I'm sure people like Jordan Sharp would say, you know, he's an entertainer, but he won the World of Shale. Yeah. You know, he wouldn't have won that if he'd have hit someone on the first bend. But I think, yeah, definitely, like, it's definitely worth a go. But also, if it goes wrong, then hit someone. That's what I think. Yeah. But, you know, I do try on the big races. Yeah, you know.
I mean, do you get a lot of guidance on that side of things? Because obviously your dad, incredible racer in his time. Your mum in her own right as well. Very good driver indeed. Obviously, Jack's dad, very handy driver as well. So there's a lot of pedigree, even though it's a small circle or a small camp. There's a lot of experience, especially with your dad.
Yeah, especially when I was in juniors and coming into, you know, driving rear wheel drives and limiters and stuff, there was a lot of just tips really. You know, and like Richard always, as in Mario's dad, always say to me, like, rear wheel drive, listen to the engine. And that's like, well, that's basically how I drive. You know, it's like, oh, it's wheel spinning, let off, stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I think, like, you know, that now Dad don't really have to say nothing to me, and if I do it stupid, he just gives me the look, and I'm like, yeah, I know. You know, like, but I'm not like, yeah, I think, I'm definitely grateful for that sort of teaching when I was in juniors and coming into bigger bangers, you know. So yeah, they definitely taught me a lot, definitely. Yeah. Ipswich World, I think the build-up to the meeting, the days before, were worse than the race itself. Just sort of enjoy the day. It's nice to be, you know, signing autographs and stuff. It's different. And then when it comes to racing, then just get in the zone and see what happens.
Yeah, and to be fair, you're right, because as banger drivers, you don't get the opportunity to do autograph books like the previews on a Friday night and things like that, which I know you've always been up for doing. It is different. It adds so much, you know, to your experience for the whole weekend, but also from a spectator's point of view. So, you know, you hide your nerves fairly well, I would say.
Do I?
No, I must say, there's a few occasions where I could probably argue against that, to be honest. You had 3 majors this year, the 2 Litre World, Unlimited World of Shale, Ipswich. You know, when you're out on the grid, you know, how are you feeling?
I think I'd say outside, relaxed. Yeah. You know, like Ipswich World, you sat on the grid, they got the music on, you're like, oh, these are some good tunes, you know, there's probably Sandstorm or something on. You're like, just probably dancing away. But I think inside, you just thinking, you know, but just trying to maybe hide it or just keep yourself busy. Yeah. But there's nothing better than pre-race music. Yeah. So if I'm sat in the car and you've got music on, I'll probably have a dance.
I was going to say, yeah, you are someone that does tend to sort of enjoy yourself, you know, to a bit of music before a race, don't you?
Yeah, I like some good songs.
Yeah, yeah.
I can win races because I had 2 last year.
Yeah,
But
he did.
yeah, but like, yeah, I think if I put my mind to it, I could do it. But I just don't. I just prefer crashing, really.
Yeah.
You know, but there is certain times where I'm like, let's try and get a win, like at the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, a bit of emotions behind it. It's like, let's have a win here.
Yeah.
And it happened, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's just lucky in the early parts of that race there weren't something parked up, because I'd have just hit something instead.
Yeah.
But, you know, but so sad at the end, you know, and I'm gutted that he wasn't here to basically celebrate, you know, like awards night. Just gutted to not have him there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think he was someone who looked at me as a good, grateful to have me.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it was very gutting for me personally that not to have him there, not be able to celebrate, and it just went, I'm like, I did this for you, Paul.
Yeah.
You know, in the end, unfortunately, but. I think the big vans, just incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely epic day. 4 races, absolutely smashed to bits. Like, the crowd was absolutely on it, weren't they?
Yeah.
And, like, I think 3 or 4 times I got out of the van, like, because I rolled over, and the crowd were cheering. It's like one of those never gonna forget. That LDV was awesome. You know, during the race, come on in, you know. And then afterwards you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, there's not a lot left now. But that's why, like, you know, like the last one, like in the pits, I got done and it folded, the rear axle was up straight. We're like, oh, let's fix it then. Pulled it back down, put a prop on it, and I thought, well, I know we'll get a good picture in the next one, and just reverse down the straight, fly and reverse, and the crowd love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, it's just.
You do enjoy that side of it in the Unlimiteds, where bigger cars, bigger wrecks, and normally you do tend to go for the bigger car as well. Yeah, I would. Yeah, shake your head. Yeah, 'cause, I mean, the amount of things I've seen you hit over the years, I think, oh yeah. So we're getting towards the back end of the season. The small cars, micros, and that. I mean, you love a Fiesta.
Fiesta forever. Lionel Richie said it, and I
agree. Right here as well.
Jumper,
yeah.
Or whatever he says.
The things like hanging, and you're like, you are smiling your open face helmet, going, right, here we go. Waiting for someone to drive into the back of you, but they're just a car that's sort of geared towards you, really, aren't they?
Yeah, they're usually pretty good. They just, they just can keep them going, and they're quite hard as well. So I do enjoy the little cars. Like, you come out the corner, you're like, oh, this is slow. I can read a book. By the time I get, but then, you're hitting cars, and it's just like, I mean, it's still hard. I'd say they're probably harder than Unlimiteds at times, but I don't know. It's just fun racing. No, like, you need these tyres. You need. It's literally. And I had a win. Yeah. I had a win this year.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. You can't be. When it last car running or something like that.
No, there was 3 finishes.
Oh, right.
They were on the middle. So.
No, yeah.
And I had a puncture on the front. I was doing about 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, I remember that was right. They went inside the tyres. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. But again, you were over the moon with that. I mean, we'll go on to new experiences for this year. Ipswich World Final. An experience that you enjoyed.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. I've never had out like it really.
No.
And it went okay. So.
Yeah. I was going to say. I mean, you certainly had a very good run round.
I think, like, especially on that day, there's a lot of money and a lot of, a lot of good drivers as well. And for me to finish the race was, like, such a big thing for me. And to be somewhat, I wouldn't say on pace, but pretty much there, I weren't in the way like a chicane, I was very impressed with how it went, and had a little crash. Just, I did really enjoy it, to be fair, So then I didn't spend a fortune, so.
No, and that's the thing, isn't it? When you've sort of worked as hard as you have over the years, it's nice, you're a white and yellow points champion, and that's not just because you go crashing, you pick your moments.
Well, like Ipswich World, it's just. It was a shock to me. I couldn't believe how well it went. I couldn't believe how, like, I didn't feel out of place.
Yeah.
Which we all thought, like, my dad would just be like, we don't know what to expect, but probably half a lap, you know.
Yeah.
And then I managed to finish, and it was like,
it
meant everything to me.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, it sort of proved to myself, like, I could do it, because that was the first time at Ipswich, then I'll probably do some other, maybe Ipswich again at some point, or other tarmac, unlimited stuff, but we'll see what comes. I had no expectation, but also I didn't know what was coming. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Like I say, I just thought it'd be terrible, if I'm honest, and it's like, oh, it's all right, and then. Yeah, afterwards I was buzzing. Like, that was awesome, But I just didn't know what to expect really, and I think, it's just like it ended up just like another race.
Yeah.
But it was so good to be out there and be on the grid, like doing it the hard way, and also good to do okay,
Oh, you certainly did okay, that's for sure. More than. look at the different lines that both drivers take. Dolman nice and tight, James trying to get up high, get the grip, and here we go, it's a one-lap shootout. Dolman Smith, James Liquorice, the leader of the Entertainer League. Oh, look at this now, Liquorice takes a different line, he goes on the inside, Smith gets him wide, and now here we go, this will be last bend launch time for 51, James Liquorice, who punched Dolman Smith wide. Has he done enough to get up the inside of him? I think he has. Liquorice takes it in 51, he's over the moon, fist out the window, absolutely loving that.
Yeah, that win, it meant a lot to me, like fist pump out the window, you know, it's just a heat win, like who cares? Well, I did. You know.
And Shady was the same, and I know that, you know, you'd spoke about it as well, and you know, and I think that probably says a lot about how you two are as characters, really, you know, how much it meant to you both.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I say, it's the loss of a good friend, and you just think, well, he should be here, he should be in that commentary box, you know, and if he was, I probably wouldn't have won that race. So,
yeah.
You know, it's just a bit of, like, yeah, let's try to do this, you know, for him. It was the first race back. You just think, yes, let's give this a whirl, you know, and it come together amazingly. I'm like, oh my God, you know, and yeah, it just meant a lot to me, you know, so.
Being Entertainer League champion, what are your thoughts and feelings about that? I know it's something that you've always sort of said, oh, I'm not sure if I can do it. I think it become quickly apparent halfway through the season that there was really not going to be any other winner this year. It's not like a close one before where we've had Connor and Jordan absolutely, you just didn't know which way it was going to go. Looked from halfway, it was going to be your year.
Yeah, I mean, you just couldn't believe it really. But also, I said to the people here, it's like, well, I'm going to do everything. You know, I've done like 1500s and unlimiteds at the Nutcracker and stuff like that. I was just like, well, if you're going to win the Entertainer League, you might as well, you know, win it. Make sure you've won it. You know, I'd hate to have not won it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
You're busy.
Yeah.
And then it's a bit of a
Yeah.
But because I was ill over Christmas,
that's right.
You know, because I'd have done Icebreaker, but it just didn't happen.
No.
And that's gutting for me, really. Is like.
And you boys as a team, the Dover boys, win Team of the Year.
I think it's more of a struggle finding people to like us, as John would say. We just, you know, we want to do well, you know, and when we can, we try to put a good team together of not only a good team of drivers, but also a good team of mates, you know, who we all get along, you know, and we all, if there's a car needs to be fixed there and someone's fixing there, then there's a lorry free, you know, you fix do anything, you know, and I think it all just seems to work very well.
Yeah.
Nan's more crash happy with her stick than Ash's, but even then, you know, at a team race, if you want someone to win a race, you know, we got like Darren Fenley as well, someone to win a race. Well, they'll do it any day. You know, they'll do it in their sleep. I think, you know, it just works. It's like at the Microbangers, like Dover boys won the points and the Entertainer points. Like, you know, you put a team together that you think can race. You put a team together that you think could crash. You know, and
2024, is there a car or should we say a vehicle, because you have raced a fair bit in 2024, anyone that stands out?
Rover P6 for nailing John.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. I'm sure he loved that.
I think he would say it as one of the funniest things. Like,
You just think, oh, this is epic. You know, it was just a good laugh between two friends.
For me, like that, the meeting was quite roddy, like the first two races, and then it's like the final. Ooh, I think John was in second and I was in fourth or something. And literally, like the first car John see, he blew up, and I was the same. I was like, just come in the corner, that'll do.
Yeah.
And like in that pile was like basically like all my mates, you know, and there was like Mario got involved in his noddy car, and like
right,
Jay's Cable was in there,
yeah.
and you know, and like Tom Dye, who John done, we got a Holland with him, and that, and people's comments and all that about it, and just fantastic, and it was so funny. People were like, I can't believe you've done that. I'm like, well.
And again, that just shows you the sort of fun you can have when you know things like that are out there.
Between us, it was, you know, there's some great photos of like shaking hands and like big smiles on it. You know,
absolutely.
John smiling because I blew him up.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
you know, it's just.
And he did love it as much as you did. I remember.
Yeah, he was. He thought it was fantastic. You know, I got a smile out of him. So people are like, "Why don't you have a saloon all the time?" I get it. Like, it's probably the most. I should do like a frequently asked question. It'd be that. And it just, you know, it probably was. You know, why didn't I have a saloon when I was 16 or whatever?
Yeah.
But when I first started racing, it was mini stocks at Mildenhall.
Yeah.
And I got battered like about 4 or 5 meetings in a row, and I was like, I don't like it. I didn't want to do it. So, but I was carried on with junior bangers at Swaffham, and then sort of just progressed.
Yeah.
You know, come to Kings Lynn for the junior bangers, and then just progressed into like normal bangers. You know, but I think the cost is the big thing with saloons.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to have a go, don't get me wrong. If someone said, here's a stock car, I'll go, yeah, all right, then I'll give it a whirl, you know.
Yeah.
But, and also I think with stock cars, like, you're there to win.
Yeah.
You have to win. There's no, I mean, you can crash, but it don't last long, does it, you know? You know? But, like, I think, like, in a banger, you can do both.
Yeah.
And for me, I enjoy having a crash, you know, so I think
it
it suits me more.
Yeah.
You know, but I'd love a go.
Yeah. You know, again, you must have some, you know, fond memories of Helen getting out there.
Oh yeah, I'd say probably more my mum than my dad. You know, she raced for the Dover boys as well. I think that's why John wanted. Well, I don't know if he wanted me or what. I don't know, but yeah, like, I think my mum, you know, is like, that'd be like Supreme at Mildenhall or something, or, you know, big final or something, and she won't even bothered. Be starting next to likes of Nemesis or like, you know, top drivers.
Yeah. often say, don't they? Behind every man is a good woman, and you know, she certainly seemed like she was having everything sorted earlier on.
Yeah, she's a very good woman. I've got to say that, and yeah, she's been pretty keen on the house, getting it sorted and that, you know, and just making it happen. I was so grateful for her, you know, even like all last year, the support from her, like, you know, she's at every one of my meetings. You know, I'd never post about my meeting. She does a post, took pictures of everything, and I just share that post because it's basically saying what I want to say. You know, she's my biggest fan, and I'm so grateful that she come into my life, and now we're proceeding forward. Into our house together. You know, so she's amazing.
No, it's good to see because it sort of brings a bit of realism to it, doesn't it? You know, it was almost like that final piece of the puzzle for you, really.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like, seemed to fit together so well. You know, I can't thank her enough, really, for all the stuff she does for me. Even though she'll be like, "Ooh, I don't do nothing." But you know, I'm just forever grateful for her, really.
And you've probably got one of the most craziest songwriters in the world. Joby.
Yeah. There's turn up, Foo Stellars, songwriter car in 10 minutes. Like, he always used to songwrite dad's cars and stock cars and mum's, and I couldn't be more grateful to have Joby about. You know, like, pretty much every car or race has he's very good at polishing things. Do you know what I mean? But
I'm with you.
He turns out, you know, makes everything look smart, you know.
I mean, an amazing 2024. We've got loads of people who are going to be watching this who are big supporters of yourself. Is there anything you want to say to them, James?
Thank you. Thank you for all the support, you know. Like, there's thousands of people who come and speak and, you know, like, posts on Facebook, anything, you know, and I'm grateful for it all.
2024 was an incredible year from us at Trackstar, and I'm sure from every single fans out there, and from a friend as well. Do you want to say thank you very much for your time, James? It's been absolutely awesome. And enjoy, because this guy is one of the good ones, I can promise you that. An absolute dream to have on your books, and a dream to work with as well. Really is one of the best out there. 2024 Entertainer League Champion. 51 the Duck. It's James Liquorice.